Hey guys, welcome to another Fun Fact Friday. A little fun fact that I wanted to share today is about food and our relationship with food. A lot of us categorize food as good and bad. There's good food, there's bad food. And while, this may have been ingrained in you since you were a kid, it's wrong. It's a wrong way of thinking because your body, when you eat food, it doesn't see food as good or bad. It uses it how it will because it's derived of protein, carbs, and fats, and it's going to use it accordingly. But in our mind, when we label food, we give it this behavior that it doesn't have. Food doesn't have a behavior. Food is amoral, meaning it's neither good nor bad in behavior. Now, how we eat our food and our behaviors there can be good or bad. If we overeat, that's a bad behavior. If we undereat, that's a bad behavior. But once we start labeling food as good or bad, that also creates in us a sense of guilt or shame when we eat bad food. Let's say we eat that cookie that was just staring at us and suddenly we feel bad. We feel guilty because we ate something bad when really we didn't. We ate a cookie and that's okay. It's okay to eat a cookie. Maybe not a surplus of cookies, but a cookie or two is okay. And especially when you're into the macro tracking and counting, you can fit those things in without feeling guilty. A lot of times we will binge when we get a taste of that sugar. There's something about sugar, and sugar is addictive. But when we get that taste of sugar, our body's like, that's good. And sometimes when we do this, we get into this downward spiral of more and more and more. I don't know if you've been there or if you've ever done like cheat days. And I used to love my cheat day because cheat days, everything would be out the window and I would just eat whatever, how much ever I wanted and totally like blow all the calorie deficit I had for the week in that one day because, oh no, it's a free day, which creates that binge cycle. That binge cycle happens when we deny ourselves those foods. So a healthier way is to eat those things in moderation, to fit them into your diet so that you don't feel guilty and that you don't overdo it. Another thing to think about is a lot of times you just need to, if you're craving, let's say a candy bar, sometimes it's better just to eat the candy bar. I've noticed that sometimes in my thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat this sugar-free candy, and that's gonna satisfy me. But then that sugar-free candy can turn into like 15 sugar-free candies, and then suddenly, what does sugar-free candy do to you? I don't know about you, but it affects me in ways that are not pleasant. An excessive consumption of sugar-free can have a laxative effect. But then you're still not satisfied with this sugar-free candy, so then you still go for the dessert, and then sometimes it gets worse and worse and worse. So it's better to incorporate it. There's not good or bad food. If you can incorporate it into your meal and you don't overdo it, you are less likely to binge in the future. And this way of eating is more sustainable because you're not restricting yourself. So I hope that might be a little nice fun fact for you this Friday, to think about food as not as good or bad, but how can I fit it in to my macros and enjoy it and not feel guilt or shame for it.